Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. So if you're a Blender creator and you're looking for procedural tools that you can work with, then you're in luck, as today we're going to talk about procedural creators and also their tool sets that are currently available on SuperHive. As we're simply going to go through a rundown of lots of tools and also impressive add-ons that would make your life super easy and allow you to procedurally create stuff inside of Blender. And with that said, let's get right into it. One of the amazing creators on SuperHive are the folks at Lazy3D, and Lazy3D are currently the owners of the popular Fauna Master Pro, which is an amazing tool for anyone that is thinking about procedural simulation in terms of animals, birds, insects, and all of that stuff. So they do have amazing cool stuff that you can work with, and the best part is this is all fully procedural, which means that you can now simulate simple and also complex life forms right inside of Blender with different kinds of toolset that allows you work easily. There's just a good number of things that you can do with it. Impressively, they also have more procedural stuff on their storefront, from their Time Master, which is a one-click simulation tool that is pretty amazing, all the way to their real-time simulation tools that includes the Water VFX Master, the Physical Weather Effects, the Physical Water Effects, the Geomoss, the Geodroplets, the Physical Cables, which is amazing for those who are also thinking about working with physical-based cables inside of Blender, down to the Physical Puddle 2.0. So all of these are fully procedural, and you can simply come through and check them out, as they also have more stuff that are procedural, and interestingly they also have different bundle offers for these things. So if you're into bundles, possibly you like to own a certain bundle, you can also come through and check out their storefront and grab all this for yourself. Right now they're currently on sale. Another interesting set of creators are the folks at Difffuse Studio. The folks at Difffuse Studio, the creators of the procedural crowd system, which is an amazing crowd system for anyone that is thinking about procedurally using geometry nodes to create crowds inside of Blender, can now simply rely on these and make that happen. Alongside that, they've also got the procedural stadium, which is something that we've covered on the channel before. So if you're looking for a stadium you can customize, work with, that is based off several kinds of stadium, but you've got a good level of control on how things gets to be placed and also how the stadium gets to exist, then you can simply rely on this one and start creating with it. They've also got the Procedural Alley 2.0, which is amazing for anyone that's thinking about drawing in buildings, building procedural alleys, working with various types of alleys, and creating some nice looking alley effects. Then you might want to consider looking at this. The Procedural Sign is also another interesting sign tool that they've got, which is also fully procedural. And just like the folks at Lazy3D, they've got the Diffuse Bundle version 1, which comes with most of the things that they currently have. So if you'd like to also save up on that, then you might want to consider checking these ones out and see what they have to offer. And when it comes to procedural tools, we cannot skip over the folks at Blender Procedural. These creators have made a ton of procedural things, from the Easy Comp FX, which is an amazing compositing tool with lots of effects for anyone that is thinking about working with it. This is an amazing tool for doing composition, and similarly this can be said for other tools that they have as well. They've also made the Video Depth AI for anyone that is thinking about turning their videos into depth images that they can use and create background effects for their scenes. These are very impressive, and this is one of those good use cases of AI. And the same thing can also be said for their Vector to 3D, which is amazing, their Soft Body Wiggle Painter, which is partly procedural and also partly modular. This is very nice for anyone that's thinking about building soft bodies and actually playing with them right inside of Blender. Alongside that, they've got a ton of other cool tools, which includes the Easy Gobble Light, the Dynamic Grass, the Easy Parallax Blender add-on, the Dust Maker, and the Terra Blend. And for Terra Blend, this is for anyone that is thinking about blending stuff inside of Blender. So if you like to blend multiple things inside of Blender, say you're creating a scene where you like various things to blend with it, then this is definitely that tool that you might want to consider checking out. So they've got all of these and more. And for those that are into simulation, or possibly you're into making 4, then you might also want to consider checking this one out. In terms of simulation, they've got some nice simulation tools that you can use to create liquid, cloth simulation, volume simulation, and also rigid body simulation. These comes with presets, and you can also play with your toolkits and get amazing results with them. So if you're thinking about anything procedural, you might want to consider looking at all of the things that they have. They've also got these nice ones as well, which includes the Auto Rig and Ragdoll Wizard. And this is nice for anyone that is trying to create ragdolls or even do some very nice rigs inside of Blender. And of course, if you're thinking about doing some nice effects stuff, they've got some effects tools as well. and all of these are procedural. So you can simply go over to their storefront and check out all of the amazing procedural stuff that they have and see which one best works for you. These are very cool add-ons and they're all doing discount sales right now. So just in case you like to save up on that buck and get them, this might just be the right time for you to do so. At the same time, just like we have with the other ones, these folks are also doing bundle offers, and this includes their 50 procedural generator add-on version 2 bundle, and of course they've also got their ultimate simulation and dynamics add-on bundle as well. So if any of these interests you, possibly you like to check them out, maybe you like to work with them and start creating nice cool stuff for yourself, then of course you can come through and grab these ones, especially if you're thinking about something that you can work with, which are fully procedural and can get the job done in no time. And if you're a creator and you're looking for a procedural fracturing system, then you might want to consider taking a look at Animax. Animax is a nice cool Blender add-on that allows you to easily fracture and also use that to animate any kind of model that you've got inside of Blender. This tool has existed long before procedural tools became a thing for Blender, and it still stands on business with the way it actually handles how you can use this to make some very cool effects for Blender, as this comes with 12 different effects, 34 animation presets, and 13 fracturing presets. So if you're in the market and you're looking for something that is fully procedural that can allow you to do some nice cool fracturing for your model with a simple to use user interface, then this might just be the solution for you. And for those that are into traffic and you're looking for a procedural traffic tool that you can use alongside a set of rig cars, then the Procedural Traffic from SMOUSE Studio is a thing. And this is one cool add-on that comes with features that you might possibly want to simulate when you're doing these things by hand. It is fully procedural, allows you to set up a realistic and physically accurate traffic system with a set of ease to use tools that just makes your life very easy. And with version 4 being available, you do have a lot of possibilities of what you can now do with it. And this new update comes with realistic interiors, and you can now place people inside these vehicles and get the best result for yourself. More so, they also have some other interesting tools that is currently available right here, which includes the car collection, where most of the cars that you get for the procedural traffic comes from. So if you like to get this is currently doing 25% as well. And one cool thing with this is right now they're also offering an extra 5% discount on all of the product. So outside the fact that you're getting this for 25%, right now they're having sale. If you like to get an additional 5% on this, you can simply use this coupon code, which I'm also going to link in the description, to grab that. 3D VFX is also another interesting creator, and he has made a couple of nice procedural stuff, and you can find them right here on his storefront. And one of them has to do with the procedural fluid simulator, which allows you to simply create fluid simulation on surfaces. So instead of creating the simulation and baking them, you can simply use shaders and procedural textures to drive these alongside geometry nodes. These are versatile tools that you can simply use to create fluid on any surface inside of Blender. He's also got the procedural thread simulator, which is another interesting tool for anyone that is thinking about making procedural threads, and he's got different kinds of threads that you can actually work with this, which are fully procedural as well. At the same time, there's the procedural mesh fracture tool and the procedural flow map tool. And just like you have with the procedural simulation tool, this allows you to simply sketch around and you can start creating flow maps on any surface of choice. So if you're just thinking about creating that liquid flowing effect, maybe you like to have that flow map effect in your scene or on an image that you've just made inside of Blender, instead of simulating this, you can now use this to drive all of that. These and more you can find on 3D6 page, and you might want to consider taking a look at some of the things that they have. Now they're currently having a discount offer. And if you're looking for cool effects that you can use on your character or anything you've got in Blender that is fully procedural to work with, then you might want to consider checking the folks at Motion Dreams. As Motion Dreams have a nice set of tools that would definitely make your life easier. And this includes the lighting effects, which is a beautiful tool that comes with ready-to-use templates that you can use to create different kinds of lighting effects inside of Blender. These are all fully procedural, by the way, and you can do a lot of things with it. We've also got the hologram effects for those who are thinking about doing some nice holographic effects inside of Blender. Again, this is also fully procedural, as you have literal control of so many things that this comes with. It comes with a good number of templates, some presets, and at the same time, you have super control of all the holographic effect that this comes with. You've also got the trail effect tool version 2, which is a beautiful tool for those who are thinking about creating fantastic looking trails. This now comes with 18 geometry node based trail tools that you can use and create amazing piece. At the same time, you might want to consider checking the Ultimate Lighting Pack version 1.2 and also the Engine FX version 1.1. And if you're thinking about disintegrating your character, then the Disintegration FX tool tool is also available, and this is a full procedural tool that allows you to disintegrate your characters and also meshes you've got in Blender in different styles and formats. And this also comes with good control, as you can control how the disintegration happens to your character. So you do have all of that flexibility and you can come through and check it out. But last but not the least is the procedural sci-fi shield. And this is really good for those who are thinking about making those type of rippling effects to actually block out enemy attacks and all that. So if you're looking for a tool that can handle all of these, possibly play with impact reaction, ground distortion, and so on, Motion Dreams definitely has a lot of things in stock for you, especially if you're thinking about different kinds of effects that you can work with. And if you're in the market looking for a procedural rain generator that you can work with, then there's a couple of cool ones that you can get. One of them is from Antonio Bagatini, creator of Baga. He's got the Baga rain generator, which is pretty nice. It is a cool tool that you can use to procedurally generate rain in your scene. Now, Antonio Bagatini has also created some good stuff which actually deals with procedural stuff long before procedural stuff became a thing, and that includes the Baga architecture and vegetation add-on, which is amazing. This is one of those cool add-ons that you need to have if you work with Blender. And now this comes with over 750 assets that you can get via the asset section. So the asset is what you get to pay for, but the add-on itself is totally free. So whether you're looking at using procedural tools to actually do some scattering, procedural tools to do some architectural stuff, this now has a lot of things in stock and you can get it. So you might want to also consider checking out the Baga IV, which is also a very cool tool for generating IVs procedurally. And you might also want to consider checking out the Baga Street, which is also a procedural tool for creating streets. So whether you're thinking about creating very simple streets and stuff like that, this tool allows you to do all of that and you can control them however you want. And speaking about procedural stuff, we also got the physical celestial objects from the folks at Physical Addon. And these guys have some good stuff going for them. So if you're looking at creating celestial bodies, maybe planetary bodies, and you want something that is fully procedural, something you can control easily and do some good stuff with, then you might want to consider running up on this one and grabbing it. Now they're having a 25% offer. These are the same creators of the Physical Open Waters, which is a procedural ocean tool that you can use to create different kinds of cinematic oceans with wakes and all that inside of it. This tool is super cool. It is very nice. Go ahead and see this one for yourself if you would like to explore it. Then they've got this beautiful tool that I've already mentioned on the channel before, which is the Physical Starlight and Atmosphere. And this is also another brilliant tool that I think creators should explore. So if you're thinking about a tool that you can work with to create very nice atmospheric effect and control different things easily and also evenly, then you might want to consider looking at the Physical Starlight and Atmosphere. We've used this on the channel a lot of times, and this is one of those cool tools that you should see for yourself. And while we mention all of this, let's actually talk about CGMatter, as he's done something called Genie. Now, Genie is a bundle that has tons of procedural stuff, so this is more like an honorable mention for this particular bundle, as it comes with 14 interesting add-ons, and in the mix of these add-ons you've got procedural stuff that you can work with, from the melt simulator all the way to the sweat simulator, the shrink wrap simulator, the rain simulator, the ground modifier, down to the cloud generator, which are all procedural by the way, alongside the UV Plus, which is an ultra fast way of you unwrapping your stuff procedurally, alongside the pixel sort, which is also a pretty nice procedural tool that you can work with. All of these are here within the bundle. One of the celebratory tools that is also here within the bundle is the camera tracker. Of course, this is not procedural, but it's worth mentioning that it is a very good tool. And if you're just thinking about a nice camera tracking tool that you can use in Blender that is continuously having updates, you might want to consider checking this one out. And still on the premise of procedural effect and atmospheric tools, we've got MEIU. MEIU is an interesting artist that has created a good number of things over time. One of the cool things that you can find on their page is the semi-realistic FX tool, which is a procedural tool that you can use to create semi-realistic explosions inside of Blender. And this is one of those one-click tools that gives you options of creating impressive looking stuff based off certain presets that you can control procedurally and create amazing looking piece. They've also got Lazy Cloud, and this is a combination of two different creators that actually work together to make this one happen. And it is a very nice tool for those who are thinking about adding clouds that they can control procedurally. So whether you're thinking about animating the layers of the cloud, procedurally controlling the seeds, or even optimizing the cloud layer for both cycles and EV, and so much more, you do have options for that. MEIU is also the creator of the hand-drawn line generator that has just gotten the version 3 update. And this is for those who are thinking about replicating their artworks in a hand-drawn style. So if this is something that you're also thinking about exploring, then you might want to consider checking this one, as you can select from the style and procedurally control them to get some very good results. Woodmaster is also a procedural tool with over 200 plus shaders that you can work with. So the idea behind this one is you can simply drag and drop any of this asset, and you can go into the shader node and control these things however you choose. And this is very, very cool. This is quite similar to what we've got with Sanctus library that has made a good number of stuff before, and Sanctus library is also doing a 25% offer at this point. So just in case you're looking for some nice looking procedural tool that you can work with, then of course you can simply go ahead and check out Sanctus library. He's got over 1,200 procedural assets, which actually deals with both materials and generators that you can use. And unlike just, having materials with this, you also have nice looking and useful generators that you can use to create some very cool stuff, from geometry generators that gives you options of doing so snow generation, fluid generation, and all that stuff, down to the decal tool, the baking tool that you can work with, and of course a ton of other stuff that he has also put together. This is one amazing shader library that comes with nice procedural materials that you should definitely explore. And the same thing can also be said for his Liquid Works, which is also a totally cool procedural set of tools that you can work with. So if you're just thinking about, a procedural liquid tool that you can use to procedurally make, juice, wine, tea, all of that stuff, this allows you to do all of that. Comes with over 130 liquid procedural materials that you can throw into your scene and start making amazing stuff. And while we talk about one-click amazing stuff, Cassie is also doing wonders. And Cassie is the creator of the brand new Dropcast tool, and this tool allows you to physically scatter anything in your scene. It is very impressive what he has done with this one. And in terms of procedural stuff, the Lazy Forest version 2.0 is one of his most recent procedural tools, which is pretty impressive. And so how this tool works is you can procedurally generate forest in your scene with a single click, and then you can scale these, do some very impressive things with it. And I've already covered a whole video about this one. So if you're looking for a procedural forest generator that you can apply pawns to, and you can paint stuff on, and you can control them by simply using a painting tool, then this is the tool for you. The cloud bundle is also available, and this mixes the real cloud and also the lazy cloud that we have from MEIU. By the way, MEIU also has a good number of things that he's got on the storefront. So, just in case you like to explore them, there are lots of things that he's got here that you can come through and check out. And the same thing can also be said for Cassie, as Cassie also have a lot of procedural stuff as well, like the water generator. That is also a very nice one. You can come through and see these ones for yourself and get working with them. BlackDeer Studio is also another creator that has one interesting procedural tool that a lot of you guys may have remembered from some time ago. It is called the Node FX. The Node FX tool is a tool that you can use to add effects on any 3D model, and this comes with 35 interesting effects that you can procedurally control and get some very interesting results on your model. And these are all shader related. Other than that, they've also got some very cool explosion tools right here. We've got some furniture tools as well, and we've also got some style materials as well, and these are also amazing. Specoolar, creator of Cell Fluids version 2.0, has made a nice set of things that you might want to see. First off, the Cell Fluid version 2.0 is a very nice tool for anyone that is looking for a 2.5D sort of simulation in Blender. So maybe you want to have very realistic feel, but then you don't want to suffer the whole simulation waiting time and all of that stuff, and you don't want this to just happen on a flat surface. You want to have that 2.5D-ish kind of feel. Then of course this is the add-on for you. And this comes with a good number of cool stuff that you can do. At the same time, if you go over to the storefront, you would notice that they've got some nice stuff. One of them is the river generator for those who like to generate rivers in Blender. This is fully procedural, and so it just gives you that option of making things like this pretty easy, and you can just paint on any surface and generate rivers. They've also got the real-time flame generator for anyone that is also thinking about creating flame on any object at all. So if you are thinking about putting things on fire inside of Blender procedurally, then this add-on will definitely get you. Then this add-on will solve all of that for you. Specoolar has also created the light rail generator and also the real-time tornado generator, and these two add-ons are also pretty good. So if you like to explore with them, then you can simply go over to the link in the description and check them out for yourself. SMOUSE is an amazing creator that we all love, and SMOUSE has made some nice procedural stuff, which includes the Gobo Plus. And the Gobo Plus is a procedural and 4K Gobo toolset that you can use inside of Cycles and Eevee. And this is not the only light tool that he has made that is procedural. There's also the IES Plus, which is a procedural IES light node that you can use in Blender. He's also got the Underwater Caustic, which uses procedural shading to give that underwater caustic feel that you see when you dip down in the ocean. And for those that are thinking about getting carbon fiber effect, there's a procedural carbon fiber shader that he also has right here. It is worth mentioning that he's got a couple of nice bundles, which includes the SMOUSE Everything bundle, the Shader Plus and Glassware bundle, and the Plus bundle that comes with the Shader Plus, the IES Plus, and the Gobo Plus. And now let's do some rapid fire on some cool tools that you can definitely check out on Superhive. Right now they're currently having sale. We've got the Stylized Cloud Generator and the Stylized Tree Generator. These are all from Rei, and they're very procedural. There's also the Stylized Grass Generator, which actually works with nodes, and if you're into flowers or possibly you like to take a look at some stylized trees that also exist here, you can also come through and see these ones for yourself. And these are very cool stuff as they're fully procedural and you can go ahead and explore with all of them. Blenderies previously created an amazing tool which we've actually covered on the channel, is the Off-Road Rig Generator. This is a tool that allows you to easily generate different kinds of vehicles right inside of Blender, and you can simply rig any kind of vehicle by using geometry node. And for those that are looking for some more VFX stuff or FX stuff that they can work with, you might want to consider checking out BlenderEzi. BlenderEzi has a lot of things. Honestly, he's got tons of procedural stuff that I think needs a dedicated video to talk about. And these things include the laser effects, the easy cloud, and the infinite displays. Now he's got a bundle for those who are thinking about checking out all of his procedural stuff, and these comes with some amazing looking cool tools that you might want to use when working in Blender. So depending on the use case of what you're trying to create, these things might come in super handy. So if you like to explore the bundle, you can come through and see this for yourself. And for those who are into motion design, CGPs has some nice cool stuff. Now CGPs actually created the motion animate long before procedural stuff was even procedural. And this is for those who are thinking about doing some nice cool motion graphics stuff inside of Blender. Maybe you're into MoGraph stuff and you're looking for nicer cool ways that you can work with these things inside of Blender. You can definitely go ahead and see this one. Alongside that, CGPs has also made the Motion Flow, which is a little bit more modern tool for procedural animation for Blender. And this tool is also available for those who are into motion graphics, or maybe you're looking for motion graphic style tools that you can use to create amazing looking stuff inside of Blender. And if you're looking for more procedural materials, you might want to consider Ryan King's art, as he's got a nice good set of procedural materials that you can get. He's also got the procedural fog material as well, and the procedural snow generator. These ones are here. If you're looking for like snow stuff, all of that, you can find them here. He's also got some nice courses as well for those who are into tutorials, courses. Maybe you're into lights and Gobo stuff, you can also find some good ones here. Andreas, the creator of the city generator, has made good stuff. So the city generator is what I think he's popularly known for. However, he has made nice stuff which includes the Cyberscape, and this is also a nice city generator tool that allows you to generate cities just like you have with the city generator. Additionally, he's also the creator of the nature generator for those who like to create different kinds of nature environments with some procedural tools and assets that he has made. These ones are also right here. The city generator by default is also one brilliant tool that I will definitely suggest that if you're into creating cities, you should definitely check out. Andreas has also made the forest generator tool as well, and there's also the fly swamp, which is pretty interesting if you're looking for a procedural fly system. And speaking about swamp, the folks at LIGHTARCHITECT, they've made something that looks pretty similar to that, and that is called the Spidify. And this is a nice add-on that also does some very cool stuff like what you've got with the swamp tool. Additionally, they've also made like the chaos add-on for adding some very nice destruction effect, and they've also got the horde add-on, and this is a procedural crowd tool for those who are thinking about making hordes of zombies and so on. So they've got some nice tools as well. For FX, they've got the weather effects add-on. This is also a very nice tool too, and you might want to consider looking at that. There's also the insect swarm tool from the folks at CGI Forge for those who like to throw insects in their scene and, you know, use these insects to actually drive some nice cool simulation. These ones are very, very cool. CGI Forge has also made beautiful stuff before, mostly procedural, and I think this might come in handy for a good number of people. So if you're looking for like a gun barrel generator, which you can use to generate different kinds of gun barrels, or maybe you're looking for a staircase generator, a rail generator, a belt generator, interesting things are happening. You can also come through and grab them. And for those that are thinking about roads, there is a nice road generator tool, which is also available from BlackDeer Studios. And this is also pretty cool. So you might want to see this one for yourself. For those who like to play with it, Picto Filmo has also made some very cool procedural stuff. Some of them deals with motion graphics, while some are actually more effects driven. So maybe you want some fracturing, maybe you want some simulation, stuff like that. You will definitely find some of these things in the description. And of course, there are also lots of other ones in the description which might come in very handy for you. So this is it. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. This is a long list of procedural stuff, and I'm gonna try as much as possible to fit them in the description so you guys can come through and check them out for yourself. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and until I see you guys in the next one, peace.